We don't follow trends, we own them. This is fusion. This is the mothership. Real you, real power. Let's go. As a mothership alive, we rise in the night. Built from the chains where others lost sight. As our microgrids pulsing, real yield and fly. My fusion is fire, the future's inside. As a mothership online, we rise in the night. Built from the chains where others lost sight. As our microgrids pulsing, real yield and fly. My fusion is fire. This is real life. No JPEG promising, no clickbait clones. We own the code, the vault, the zones. Stack that yield, no Ponzi tones. Just smart contracts and bulletproof bones. NFTs that print, yeah, pass it pays. Fusion built it in silent days. Now we shine, no delays. Bomb flows hot like DeFi blaze. Vol burns rising on Plasm stats. E-share drops, yeah, we like that. Low supply, no inflation games. Microgrid earns, that's DeFi flames. There's a mothership online. We rise in the night. Built from the chains where others lost sight. I can make a grids pulsing, real yield and flight. The fusion is fire, the future's in sight. There's a mothership online. We rise in the night. Built from the chains where others lost sight. I can make a grids pulsing, real yield and flight. The fusion is fire. This is real life. Remember the signs, we broke it loud. They laughed at DeFi, we built a crowd. No VCs, no ties, only freedom and yield that multiplies. Microgrid stack like royalty rights. Each one's income day and night. No click to earn, no empty spin. Fusion plays the long-term win. Minted points, that's yesterday. Now it's yield every time you stay. The bonds pay in pure reward. Any share hits that scoreboard. From DexFi.com to the Plasm core. Every transaction fuels us more. We earn, we rise, we own. Welcome aboard, welcome home. Was your mothership online? We rise in the night. Love built from the chains where others lost sight. Watch your microgrids pulsing, real yield and flight. Then fusion is fire, the future's in sight. Was your mothership online? We rise in the night. Love built from the chains where others lost sight. Watch your microgrids pulsing, real yield and flight. The fusion is fire. This is real life.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the official EMP Mothership AMA coming to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. My name is AJ, I'm the team lead, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you?
Whoop, whoop. What's up, Peppers?
Let's go, no doubt. So that intro always gets us hyped. We've been super busy today. I had about 10 meetings. I just got off another AMA. I see he's in the house with the DeFi after party. Shout out to Christian. We had a really killer AMA today that we'll be releasing in a few days. So keep an eye out on that with Plasm specifically. We'll talk about it. But other than that, just getting ready to jump right in. Before we do, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us with the algorithm and getting more eyeballs on our ecosystem, even when there are not a lot of eyeballs left. My goodness, we see another dump today, and that'll transition right into the topic of today. Even though the market is extremely bearish, we try to still keep a positive outlook, and we always do. But our ecosystem, again, all the EMP products and DexFi products We are bear repellent. So we've been experimenting with new thumbnails as well. So you may have guessed that from the thumbnail, but you
I
know,
love
oh,
today.
yeah, yeah, no doubt, Ellie, right? Perfect, perfect timing. But yeah, it's been really brutal. I mean, a lot of you that are here week after week after week, know that LA and I try to stay as positive as we can be, and we still are. I mean, honestly, I've never been more optimistic in the infrastructure that we have built with all of our protocols. We just need the overall market to cooperate a little bit. And, it's not an excuse. It's not blaming our success or failure on overall circumstances. It's just the reality of where we are. And, obviously it's been taking a little more time than we all had hoped. But we're still here. And that alone, again, it's sad that is a metric, but the fact that we're even still here shows how powerful, the entire all the protocols really are. And so, it could change tomorrow. It could be another few months of a downtrend. But I just even with like another catastrophic, black swan event, a World War III. I mean, who knows? Aliens literally coming down from the sky. Nothing is off the table at this point. But even in those scenarios, I just don't see Ethereum under $1,000 or Bitcoin under 40. And we're almost there. I mean, that's the insane part is that based on the recent local highs, we are much closer to a bottom than a top, and those are the sort of things I take solace in. And the same thing I say almost every week now is that um, AI is not going anywhere. AI is only getting better. And even if you're just not that into crypto or think crypto is dumb, um, AI is not going to be transacting in paper money. There has to be some sort of financial rails for AI, and they're not creating a Swift account. They're not creating a bank account with again no identity. AI is going to be crypto and agent to agent transactions, and that alone I think could 10 or 20x the market cap of crypto in general. So all that stuff is really bullish for me. Again, do we want it to happen tomorrow? Yeah, of course, but we may be in for another brutal few months or even year or two. But we're not going anywhere. We're still yielding, and honestly, a lot of our protocols are actually uh, way outperforming their current market. So again, LA, you're so good at keeping a positive mindset. Anything you want to add to that before we
Mhm.
jump in today?
Yeah, just to keep your eyes on what you're building and why you're here, and to try and focus on the things that are going right. And luckily, the things in our protocol are going really well right now. So there's definitely always something to be excited about.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. And we also did a X Spaces today with base Elon or Elnan. I always say his name wrong. But and Jake, the CEO of DexFi, was on. I said a few words, but it was mainly about vaults. But the reason I'm bringing that up is there's been this huge narrative, and LA and I have been saying this for literally the past year, 2 years almost. And the next wave is going to be based around real yield. And so, literally, all of our protocols now have real yield. And any other protocol, whether it's a meme or even something with utility, if it doesn't have a real external yield source, it will fail. And we're seeing more and more, KOLs or key opinion leaders in the space saying this, and we've been saying it for literally years now. So all that is really powerful in that we're positioned way ahead of the game with all the infrastructure we need now, and with bonds, which we're getting into next. We're providing the infrastructure for those projects to pivot, meaning any meme, any project, even projects with current real yield can now apply their treasuries into bonds and and earn even more while simultaneously, benefiting all of us that are, in the ecosystem. So all of those things are, again, it's not based on hope, although we are always hopeful and optimistic. Those are the sort of things that will guarantee our success, with a long enough time frame. So, all right. Speaking of that, then, LA, if you don't mind, we have a bunch of updates with bonds. I'll let you kind of read through it, and then I'll pull up the websites, and we'll talk about it at the end. So, go ahead.
Yeah, and then just before we do that, just to mention, in regards to Fusion, the site is back up and running as normal, and everything is completely Safu. So I just wanted to mention that while we
Yeah, sorry, I totally
got
forgot.
this.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. So I'll comment real quick. So yeah, sorry, I we got it back up and running, and it flew out my mind of the cover day. So yeah, the again, Fusion is still working flawlessly. It was just we've had a few issues over the last couple of months with like the URL and but I'm getting all that transferred and taken care of now. So we should be good to go. But yeah, whenever you do see the website down, especially now, the way EMP Fusion is structured, there's very little risk of potential exploit. So just try not to panic. I know we saw a lot of people in the Telegram. I love the engagement, but let's keep the engagement up when it's not not a problem that brings people out of the woodwork. But contracts are good, everything's good, and floor price. Once we went live again, we saw a lot of buying, so floor price is up again today. So all good things happening in the Fusion ecosystem. And again, I know people say we give more love to Fusion. Fusion is the mothership. The reason we talk about all the other protocols is because those protocols directly impact the
Mhm.
success of Fusion. So yeah, you want to elaborate on that, LA, or yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget, just as the song at the beginning of our AMA says,
For
this
sure.
is the mothership, and um, a big part of Fusion is getting that direct revenue from all of our other projects, and so that is a big reason why we go over these things on these AMAs. And every time that one of those other projects has success, that's exciting because it means more rewards going into Fusion.
Yeah, 100%. And again, if people want us to do more standalone videos on Fusion, I'm happy to do that. I know a lot of you are here, and it's pretty straightforward and easy to get involved. If you are not, or you're new and don't know, please leave a comment, and I'll do a quick run through during our Q&A at the end. But we're trying to keep tonight a little short and sweet. But all right, yeah, absolutely, LA. You want to jump into bonds? Let me pull up my
For sure.
my screen. Okay.
Okay. So another solid week for bonds, and we've definitely proven that in spite of market conditions, bonds continue to be a really solid force. Bear or bull, bonds are proving to be a solid choice. Um, and the question I have for all of you is, have you gotten into the referral program yet? You can be earning perpetually from any referees. And the best part is that referral payouts are not coming from anything that's going to hurt the protocol, anything that's going to hurt you or the person you're referring. They're coming from real revenue, and it never affects the principal amount or the treasury's holding or anything like that to pay you out perpetually. If you have a platform of any kind, or you're in any groups that you're well established in, this is a great opportunity to earn some extra income. Before I move on to the next part of the announcements, do you mind explaining to them in more detail, like how that works, like how they get paid out and where it comes from, just so they can get as excited as I am about it?
Yeah, no doubt, LA, and yeah, thanks for pausing. I know I forget what's on our notes while I'm trying to share my screen. So, but yeah, the referral program or the affiliate program has been really powerful, and we're already seeing some great payouts happening. Last Thursday or yesterday, or I'm sorry, we do the top up every Wednesday night or Thursday morning. So last night, Wednesday night Eastern Standard, we did the first affiliate payout, and it worked amazing. So what it is essentially any new TVL that you're able to bring in, you're getting pretty much the same deal that we were giving to our white label services. Now, a lot of you know we did about 4 or 5 white labels. The most notable was Bernard Bonds, which has been killing it. Shout out to Ryan and Deep Degenerate Passive Income. Um, but we consolidated everything down under one fund now. And Bernard Bonds and DexFi all are the same. So again, you're not if you've already been minting Bernard Bonds, please continue to do that. We do our own AMAs with Ryan on Tuesdays, but basically you're getting a percentage of the yield that the bond generates. So, we said all along that it's a 70-30 split on the yield. The 30% goes through EMP slash DexFi. Right now, all of that's going to paying back an earlier exploit. We've made major headway on that. We're a little less than halfway through that. And that being said, though, all the new TVL that comes in is a benefit for both of us, and we split or it's not a direct split. It's anywhere between 10 and 15% of what the affiliates bring in. So again, just to put rough numbers on that, if the TVL is exactly comparable and the APR is the same, so right now about 100% APR for every 100,000 that you're able to refer, you can earn about $1,000 a month in residual yield. And the reason that we are able to do that is because it's out of our split. So it's not Podsonomics. It's not. We're never using new funds to pay affiliate. And honestly, it's also better for the protocols because the TVL is what matters. If the affiliates bring in another $2-3 million in revenue, even with them getting some of the fees from our cut, we're able to pay the debt even quicker. And when the debt's paid off, now everybody's earning, and that's again why it's so bullish for Fusion long term. Is we could be generating literally tens of thousands of dollars a month, if not more, from bonds. So, and that's just again the protocol fee. And again, the APR, all this is not affected. What you see on the site is exactly what you get. All these numbers I just went over are all under the hood. So if you have if you have a community or a project, you can come get your referral code for your wallet. You can copy the link directly. And again, the only caveat is it's for new users or new TVL. You're not able to retroactively get credit for yourself or anybody else that maybe had bought bonds in the past under the same wallet address. So does that help explain? LA. Oh, and you said payouts. So yeah, every week, again, based on that 70-30 split and what goes to us and goes to affiliates, there's a reward pool, and just with everything else on Wednesday night, Thursday day, it pays out your commission. So you'll see total referrals, total earned, and then there'll be a claim button over here. And again, you'll earn and be able to claim right here. Just remember, you're earning the yield split. So some people were like, I don't see 10% of my deposits as referrals. That's not how it works.
This is what I want to drill in. Like,
please, for sure.
You're not just getting paid once when the person makes a deposit. Like a lot of referral programs, that's how it works.
For sure.
You're earning on that one referee every single week. You're literally creating passive income for yourself. Like if you had enough referees, you could have an entire new side gig that pays your bills. Like, it's wild.
Totally.
You're literally getting your Friday paycheck, except it's on Wednesday nights. Like, it's wild.
Yeah, no, I love it, LA. And again, this is how we scale. Again, some people get really turned off with affiliate programs, but if they're done the right way, it's not multi-level marketing. There is no, third and fourth tier. There is no, legs or team building. Although I'd love to see people reward their referrals, with maybe some extra airdrops or whatever. But yeah, the whole idea is that, like Ella said, it could be either a side gig for you or a way to monetize your community without dumping on their heads by selling a token instead of just earning from yield. Or again, and what we're gonna do in AMA tomorrow, I think, with True2X, we've seen protocols now come on board, and they can again create an affiliate program for themselves. And now the TVL they bring in, they're earning as if it was a white label service without any additional work or management from us, which is so powerful with scaling bonds into the future. So that's really what we're pushing right now, and how we get to 10, 20, 50, 100 million TVL. So
Love it. All
cool.
right. So the next part of our bonds announcements, we're very excited to announce that Dex Bonds now integrates borrowing and lending strategies via Aave, adding a powerful new layer to our yield stack. By combining these advanced money market strategies with our existing yield farming framework, we can more effectively hedge against impermanent loss, deploy delta neutral positioning when appropriate, and introduce a low risk yield source for idle capital. This materially improves capital efficiency and helps reduce APR dilution while funds await deployment. Given current market conditions, our initial implementation will involve supplying ETH and borrowing USDC. The borrowed USDC will be deployed directly into yield generating vault positions, allowing us to remain productive on capital while maintaining directional exposure to ETH. As markets recover and ETH appreciates, this structure enables us to capture upside on principal while still generating yield throughout the cycle. Borrowed USDC will be repaid as conditions normalize, leaving additional net gains for bondholders. We intend to maintain approximately 10 to 15% exposure in supplied ETH, while borrowing kept at a conservative 50% LTV. This configuration provides meaningful upside to bond principal while preserving a comfortably low liquidation threshold. To be clear, this is not high leverage trading. It's a low risk margin strategy built around conservative LTVs and capital preservation. Strategy parameters may be adjusted as market conditions evolve.
I love it. Yes, Ella, this is so bullish. So let me interrupt you real quick, and I'll go over this on screen here. So as always, we're fully 100% transparent in everything we do. Literally no other protocol is doing this. So again, please understand what we're going to show. But this is the DBank profile. You saw me scroll down to this area right here, and here you go. This is the Aave position. It will even show you the health factor on DBank, which is incredible. And yeah, so as you can see, we have about 256 ETH in Aave right now. We then borrow about 230 against that. And what this does, again, this is not leverage. This is not a high risk situation. What it does is it allows us to keep the exposure to Ethereum and really help protect the actual bond price itself, because now we have a lot more ETH backing the actual fund value. But we're not actually losing out. So, and again, to put that in perspective, if we had just 500 grand or 250 ETH just sitting in the wallet, um, that is basically 10% of the fund that we're not able to earn on, or more than that now, actually. I don't, what's that number? Say almost 20% of the fund that we're not able to earn on. And that will dramatically reduce the APR, even though, we have this ETH uh, collateralizing the fund itself. So what we're doing now is we still have that ETH. We're not selling the ETH or putting that ETH into other LPs, but we're borrowing against it, which again now allows us to earn on $230,000 of that. So the USDC we borrow, we put that in the LPs, and now we still have the collateralization and backing of ETH, but we're earning on about half of it rather than it just sitting there doing nothing. So this is what all the big guys use. The only potential risk in this is Aave being exploited. But if that happens, we're all cooked. Crypto as a whole is over. I mean, Aave has about 3 billion or over $1 billion of TVL. If there was a major exploit on Aave, it would be game over for everybody. So I don't think that's going to happen. And the other issue is keeping a healthy um, loan to value ratio or LTV. But again, we're way over that, usually at least 50%. And right now we're over that in terms of the LTV is healthy. Even if we see ETH go to $1,000, we wouldn't be liquidated. And the insurance policy on that is if we do see the market start to go down, we can just take some of the compounded yield that we get every day and pay down the loan. So that's an option. Or we just liquidate, even in an emergency situation, we would liquidate some of the LP positions and pay this down, in one giant sum. So we would never ever be in a position that we can't liquidate other parts of the fund to cover the downturn, so to speak. So it's really really powerful. We've been wanting to implement it for a while. It's just something that we didn't really have enough capital to do it, and now we do. So it's a great problem to have, and I'm really bullish of what this does for the future of bonds. So again, hopefully that explains. And if you have questions, I'll get to it at the end as well. So does that help you understand, LA? I don't know if you
Yeah,
want to go anything else.
very
Okay,
bullish.
cool. All right, awesome. All right, what else for bonds? Is
I
that
think
it?
that's it for today. Yeah.
All right, I did want to just uh oh yeah, we covered it. The only other thing I was gonna show is oh, that's what it was. Hang on one sec. Let me get back over to bonds. All right, so we did have a question earlier. I wanted to just address too, and that is down here. So obviously with the APR, we were at about 130 last week. Now we're back down to 100, which again is still incredible. We are working on other metrics as well, where you'll be able to see the average APR, but we're still hovering again around 60 to 70% APR as an average, which is just unbelievable. But one thing that is another thing that can give you an idea of how well we're doing are these numbers. So we added the daily compound and the daily profit about 2 weeks ago. But this is a really cool thing that tracks the previous 24 hours actual yield. So in the last 24 hours, we've been able to earn about a total of $8,000. About half of that is compounded back into the actual LPs, which will protect the bond price here. And even with the market crashing today, the ETH, this 0.0215, that's been holding really strong for the last few months now. Obviously, dollar value will go down more because of ETH being down, but that's a really great sign that those that try to say, well, the impermanent loss is too big, the fund's going to zero. That's just not true. Because again, this number, even with the market going down, it's been at least that or higher for the last couple of months. And so that's a great way to know the health in terms of what we're earning. And then again, 4,000 is the daily profit, and the APR is based on basically half. So the true APR will always be about double what is displayed. We just don't do that because we have so much going into compounding. So I just want to highlight that because, you know, everything that we show on screen is a conservative approach and number. Because again, we don't want to be accused of a bait and switch or anything else. And all the numbers are variable and not guaranteed. But that just goes to show how powerful bonds really are. And a lot of you are taking advantage of lower bond prices for the future. So, and again, the number of the top, just to end here, we're closing in on $1.3 million paid in about 10 months of the protocol being alive. It's just wild. So, hopefully, again, you guys are as excited about bonds as we are. So, all right, LA, I think that covers it.
Yes.
What's up next?
Plasm.
All right, awesome. Again, I'll let you do a deep dive and then I'll
Yeah.
elaborate.
Yeah, a couple announcements with Plasm this week. One exciting metric is over 21% of the Plasm supply is now burned. If you look at that little pie wheel, which is pretty exciting. We have 9K currently in the burn and build pools, so that's pretty solid. And a couple big announcements this week as well. So the first one, while broader crypto conditions have tested patience across the board, Plasm has continued doing exactly what it was built to do. This latest cycle permanently removed another 2 billion Dragon X from circulation, which is the largest amount to date, while reinforcing liquidity on base and expanding the strength behind the engine powering it all. What makes this noteworthy isn't just the number, it's the source. The capital driving these burns isn't speculative inflow or short-term incentive mechanics. It's externally generated revenue flowing into a treasury that has steadily climbed towards the $500,000 mark in fully backed assets. That reserve doesn't sit idle, it works, it compounds, it converts output into consistent demand. The structure is simple but powerful. Productive capital feeds the reserve increases output capacity, and that output is redirected towards sustained acquisition and removal of supply. The system becomes stronger as it grows. This is an ever-growing treasury that does not deplete and is not dependent on momentum, but reinforced by it. In an environment where volatility has shaken confidence, infrastructure matters, sustainability matters, design matters. Participation in Plasm isn't just hope, it directly strengthens the mechanism applying measurable buying and burning pressure of Dragon X. If alignment with growing revenue-backed infrastructure appeals to you, now's the time to take a closer look. And I will definitely post that URL in the chat for everyone.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'll just interrupt you real quick, LA. So that was a recent announcement in regards to, obviously Plasm, but basically buying and burning Dragon X. And, again, the reason that we went so heavy in that is basically showing the Dragon X community and honestly, the entire ecosystem build on Titan X, which is the flagship protocol, to show them how real yield really changes the game. So we've been doing a lot of for lack of a better word, evangelizing in other communities to show them how Plasm is built so different and has taken this daily creation model again through whether it's Hex, Wise, Dragon X, Titan X, Unity Taurus, which is even a better version of all those. And now by adding the real yield, we've added the secret sauce, and now we have a gourmet hamburger instead of a McDonald's hamburger. And once people really understand that, and again, it's already happening. It's not a matter of convincing. We just need to literally show it with on-chain, irrefutable evidence that it's a better system. We're sure that those people will eventually join what we're doing. So again, really great engagement on that. And it is part of our marketing strategy to show how we've essentially fixed a lot of issues that we've seen with other protocols that are similar to this. And again, I use the word similar sparingly because the addition of real yield truly changes the entire infrastructure of how these things work and has made it so bullish. And I'll show you why in a minute. But go ahead, Elliot. Was there any more announcements? Yeah.
Yes, just one more. The next cycle is going to get very interesting. We've been building nonstop, tightening screws, wiring things up behind the scenes, and what's about to roll out isn't a feature so much as a new path that changes how the whole system is optimized. It's in its final polish and verification now, and the timing is intentional. Around 10 days, and the switch flips. No big promises, no noise, just watch what starts happening when the flows turn. This is one more step in the journey of never being reliant on new users to prosper. Plasm is wired for the future.
Let's go, LA. Yeah, I get excited. Just hearing you read that back. So, yeah, this is another teaser. Again, I love, and both of us, LA, and I love to tease a good rollout. But yeah, this was an announcement we made this week. I've been working really closely with the Build the Tech guys on this idea that we're finally ready to implement. And I mentioned it earlier, but we had an amazing interview with DeFi After Party Christian that pretty much guessed what is coming word for word. So if you want a little bit of alpha, go over to the Plasm chat and look through the history. But we'll be releasing a video explaining what it is in the next day or two. But just without ruining the surprise, to give people kind of an overview, we're about to hit to our next cycle. And so day 154, so 10 days from now, um, will be the start of the third cycle in Plasm. And we've said all along that, the long-term mindset will win the most when it comes to what's happening here. And, as you can see, this number is almost ridiculous. At current prices, we are actually being able to produce over 1% daily in terms of your rewards you would get with Plasm. Now, remember, this is not because of inflation. This is just simply because the buy and burn has been able to buy and burn enough tokens, and the emission schedule. Again, emissions are different than inflation. Emissions are basically just the release of Plasm over time. But the total number of Plasm is only 125 million, and we've already burned nearly 2 million of that just from the buy and burn alone in 144 days. So in reality, it'll be way less than 100 million, total Plasm tokens. But all that being said, if you're new or you want to add to your position, assuming the price stays the same as it is today, you're getting about 100% ROI in 77 days. So again, really, really powerful. And so uh, again, what we were alluding to is maybe a little bit of an update on how these funds are handled. So I'll leave it at that. I don't want to again ruin the surprise, but it is incredibly powerful for the future of Plasm, and with the goal of continually getting as much TVL into bonds as humanly possible to generate as much yield as possible, which then helps the protocol. And the numbers just don't lie, and that's what I'll end with. If we go down here, all right, so to put all that again into perspective, over the last 144 days, the Treasury value is now over 200 ETH again. Again, that number will go up and down depending on the price of ETH, how the other LPs are doing, the price of bonds, and then ultimately the dollar value of ETH. But the Treasury is still growing, which is the takeaway. And this number right here is incredible. So we've been able to produce literally almost $90,000 in the last 144 days that has either bought and burned Plasm or bought and added liquidity to Plasm without ever having the risk of someone dumping. And so to put your head around that, that is like a whale that bought 90 grand worth of Plasm and then burned their wallet keys. So again, that is only growing as well. We're still doing anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a day, adding to that. So this is the difference. We don't take the payouts from the Treasury, which is this number. We take the payouts from the yield, and so this number in theory will only grow. The yield will only grow, and the buy and burn will only grow. And another cycle or two from now, even a year from now, we could have literally, 10, 110 million, 100, 1,000 ETH, 10 million overall TVL earning every single day. And that's when the real magic starts to happen, because now the buy and burn is literally buying more than the amount of Plasm that is released every day. So, and then when that happens, it's mathematically guaranteed that the price goes up and to the right. And I just wanted to show one last thing to prove that. Again, we're big on proof and not just speaking words, but this will show you what I'm saying. Hang on. Right, so this is so powerful. And again, I'm purposely showing this even with the dumpers, because it shows what we're saying in real time. So we've seen the lows at about 0.02. We saw the staircase up and to the right, and then even with massive selling after the 13th, you know, here and then again about a day later, we reached again a little bit of a local floor, and then the buy and burn. Literally, this is all the buy and burn right here. Staircase up and to the right. Now, again, we just had somebody else take profit, and that's fine. But now we're already seeing, even in the last hour or two, or 4 hours, it's going green again. So there's always this pressure that is buying and pushing the price up, even when somebody sells, you know, $4,000 worth of tokens in one candle, the buy and burn makes up for that. And there will be a point, like I said, where either the buy and burn is bigger than the selling pressure, or um, there are no more tokens to sell. Which again, I don't want to ruin the surprise, but we went to a really cool moon math strategy uh, on DeFi After Parties channel, with where Plasm could eventually get to and what that means. But again, I'm so bullish on this, and even with people taking profit early, which again I think they're I don't want to sell shame anybody, but you're definitely not seeing the forest through the trees. But even with that, we're recovering incredibly well, and that will only get better and better with time, because we're earning more. Even if APR goes down, because the Treasury is bigger and has more bonds, the overall value that we earn will go up. So there's very few instances, even possible, where APR would be less, 3 or 4 months from now, than it is today, and that will only get better over time. So, all right, that was all my points. LA, does that make sense? Yeah.
It absolutely does.
Awesome. All right. Cool.
I
All
love
right.
what I'm seeing in the chat right now too, some bullish stuff.
Awesome. I love it. Let's go. Yep.
The last thing I was going to share, Plasm related, is you shared a really excellent video this week that really explained the Plasm system and how everything works. So I'm going to share the link for that in the chat right now.
Amazing. Yeah. So shout out to CK. The link that LA just put. And I see those videos on Plasm, on bonds, on Fusion. Please, please, please do me a personal favor and follow that YouTube channel. The AI doesn't get it 100% right every time. So keep that in mind. But overall, the explanation on what's actually happening is so good and so powerful. If you take even just 30 minutes and watch, 4 or 5 videos in a row of Plasm or bonds, it really helps you understand what's actually happening. And again, if half the people that participate in our protocols knew this wholeheartedly, we would be at triple the TVL that we're at right now. So please definitely watch those and share them with others that might be interested in getting to know how Plasm or bonds or Fusion operates.
Amazing. Okay, let's go through some of the questions in the chat here.
Perfect.
The first one's from Neil. I'm not 100% sure what you're asking, maybe if the Fusion site is up and running again, but it says, how's that Fusion site getting on? Any joy yet? Not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know Neil's always in the chat. So yeah, we it's back up and running. Everything's good. I know again, we'll top up the eShare distribution tomorrow. APR has been holding pretty steady and floor price is back up again. So Fusion is doing its thing. So,
Yeah. A comment from Joseph. He said, okay, AJ, start dropping some more hints about what's coming in 8 days.
yeah, no doubt. So again, if you go into the Plasm chat and look at some of the history, again, I do that on purpose because we want more of you in the Plasm Telegram and engaging in there. You can read it for yourself. But yeah, there'll be a video out soon, and then I'll do a post obviously before day 154 as well. So you'll get to hear it no matter what. So
Another comment from Neil. Fusion is a sleeping giant just waiting to explode. Pick up them microgrids, emperors. Such a good bargain.
yeah, no doubt. Again, not to give financial advice, but the mothership still is and always will be Fusion. So although right now, yields are down and we're still building right now, that also equates to opportunity. And by the time APR goes up in Fusion and people are earning more, you will never be able to buy microgrids as cheaply as they are now. And we are still every single week the Treasury buys cheap microgrids and removes them from staking. So all of those things will, again, I use the word lightly, but mathematically guarantee that payments and APR goes up over the long run. So not financial advice.
Love it. Neil says he's nearly starting his third 77-day cycle and can't wait. Love that.
Nice.
I might get in trouble for reading this next one, AJ.
All right, let's hear it. Oh man.
Is AJ going to celebrate by shaving his beard off on live stream when we flip the switch in 10 days?
Yeah, let's go. Oh man, I don't know if I'll shave my beard off, but I did. Funny enough, I made a side bet that if Ryan, and again, go over and show Ryan some love with Bernard bonds. If he can get more TVL than actual DexFi bonds, that I will dress up like a Saint Bernard, and go on stream. So there you go. How about
I
that,
think
LA?
that for our Emperor AMA, you should either have your mustache super curled that night,
Yes.
or you should do a very rare no hat AMA.
All right, let's go. I'll do either or. I'll do both. How
Those
about
ones
that?
don't
We'll do
involve
both.
any shaving of your iconic mustache.
Yeah, no doubt. I know. I'll get the wife to twirl it up again, and yeah, it's a lot more gray than it used to be. But yeah, we'll do the handlebar, and we'll do my bald head. So there you go. Yeah.
My journey is killing it. He scooped up another 130 bonds that added them to his 175. And he's about to add another 200. I love that.
Let's go. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the proof in the pudding right there. Again, smart money understands that, you buy low and sell high. And again, accumulating now with the APR that we're seeing, you're hedging against so much risk. Even if the market does continue to dump, it's just a no-brainer. So really excited to see that for sure.
DeFi After Party says you told him that you'll stage dive.
Yeah, so we again, you have to watch a video.
Is that like crowd
Yeah,
surfing? What is that?
yeah. So I'm gonna, you guess you just roll off the edge of the stage, and then you got to carry me around the room,
Like
high
a mosh
fiving.
pit.
Yeah, like a mosh pit,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, and yeah, I think we said, well, that was if bond TVL is over 10 million. So
Nice.
there you go.
Love it.
We'll be stage diving.
I
So.
think with you, it'll be like one of those weddings where they're lifting people in chairs.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I know. We need the strong guys at the bottom, but LA, you can be my spotter. So yeah,
Okay,
there you go.
I'll
Perfect.
direct everyone. I'll tell them where you
All
need.
right, exactly. Hell yeah. Awesome.
Love it. Okay. Well, just a reminder to everyone. I think it's in May. We do all possibly have an opportunity to all meet up in Florida for consensus this year. So put that on your radar.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great segue. Yeah, I'm still planning on it. I know consensus is down here in Miami this year, so I think the plan is to do a mothership. I was gonna say EMP, but all the protocols now in real life meetings. So we'll give you some more updates on that as it gets closer. But time
Believe it or not,
flies.
AJ and I still haven't gotten to meet in person after 4 years.
That is so true. Can you imagine? I know, LA, it's crazy. Yeah, after all these AMAs, all these daily meetings, it'll be great to see everybody in real life for sure.
On that day, the mustache definitely has to be flipped.
Yes, totally.
All right. Well, that appears to be all the questions and comments for tonight. We always love seeing you guys here. The energy's been fantastic in the chats here tonight, so I love that.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. It doesn't feel good when we even when the market is dying, that we are able to keep it positive. And shout out to all of you again, viewer wise. We're not breaking records, but the people that do show up have been incredible
They bring
over
the
the last few
energy. I
weeks.
love it.
Yeah, totally, LA. We love all the positivity. We love the engagement, and again, I mean, even just the constructive criticism. I mean, that's how we grow and we build and we learn, and all that's coming together. So yeah, LA. Any final words before we wrap it up?
Yeah, just that your questions, your comments, your feedback are always so valued. So thank you for taking the time to come in the chat and share with us. And it excites us that you're here. So we'll look forward to seeing you next week. And that'll bring us even closer to some of this exciting news that's happening.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. Again, hopefully by next AMA we'll be able to share the updates with Plasm. Again, all good things, all bullish things, and hopefully maybe one Thursday this year we can come on and say the market is green. So let's look forward to that as well.
That would be nice.
Yeah, no doubt, right, LA. So again, shout out to all of you. We're not going anywhere. We're continuing to build, and all of you that are here week after week after week, you're gonna win the most in all this, and that's the other beautiful part of our ecosystem. Those that are engaged, that are understanding, and take 5 minutes to really educate themselves, you're gonna win the most, and that's some poetic justice for sure. So, all right, thank you again, LA, as always, for joining me. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe as we wrap it up. And please remember we come to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Oh, there it is. And then we'll see you next week. So have a great weekend, everyone. Good night. Good day. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.